Yes, guys, welcome. Big up the chat, big up everyone here. Hope you're having a blessed day. And yeah, welcome to Jamie's Wrestling World. This is actually now my second live video on the new channel, all celebrating SummerSlam. So we're going to talk about the SummerSlam review here and how pissed off I am about SummerSlam and about WWE and TKO right now. Absolutely scamming wrestling fans around the world. But big up the chat, make sure you hit the likes and subscribe on the way in. Make sure you're getting in the comments. Let me know what you think of SummerSlam as well this year. And yeah, let's have a little fun video here. Big up the chat, big up Connor in the chat. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing good. Obviously, SummerSlam, first 2 night SummerSlam. I would say it should be the last ever 2 night SummerSlam. I'm going to say this right now. I'm done with 2 night pay-per-views, man. Big up Daz in the chat. I'm done with 2 night pay-per-views. I just don't need to see 2 night pay-per-views unless it's WrestleMania. WrestleMania is the only show that needs a 2 night event. SummerSlam doesn't need it. Maybe the Royal Rumble, because you got 2 Royal Rumbles there, girls and ladies and the guys. So maybe you can do 2 nights there. But SummerSlam don't need 2 nights, man. All it does for 2 nights is make Netflix and ESPN and all them people put more commercials on it, so we get shorter matches. That's all it does. That's all it does. And that's what I want to start with first, man. It's what I want to start with first, and it's the TKOs. I don't think this is WWE anymore. I think this is TKO's version of wrestling more than WWE's version of wrestling. I think this is what TKO want. They have so monetized this now. It's becoming a bit of a joke and a bit of an embarrassment. Like, we had a great thing with Chad Gable, yeah? Mike, his family was in the ring. And what do WWE do? What do TKO do? They put a commercial on it. They put a sponsorship on it. The root beer man. Why? Why ruin such a beautiful moment? Because we need to monetize everything. We need to monetize everything. And I don't get why TKO. This is so TKO. This is what they do. This is what they want. They want to monetize every little thing they possibly can in WWE right now. And that is possible. And that is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. They're monetizing everything. And what we're doing, we're losing the aspect of wrestling from the WWE. It's still World Wrestling Entertainment. The name of what they are is in their initials, WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. We're getting rid of the wrestling and having World Entertainment now. You might as well put a C in there, World Commercial Entertainment. That's what you might as well do. That's what TKO are doing, man. I'd rather have Vince McMahon back. Vince was commercializing it and monetizing it anyway. And none of us mind that. We understand these companies have got to make money, right? AEW do sponsorship and and stuff like that in matches sometimes because they understand they've got to make money. We all get it. We understand it. It's the day and age and the world we live in now. When we got an Amazon, I don't know how many of you have got a Prime Video account. If you've got a Prime Video account, I think from last year, you have to now pay to not have adverts when you're watching a movie. That never existed before. Everyone does it now, and everywhere is the same. Everything's monetized, right? I get it. I understand it, right? I think we all do. But there's to a point where it's becoming ridiculous. And on these 2-night shows, all the matches are limited in time because they have to have commercial spacing, because they see SummerSlam and WrestleMania as the two biggest money-making shows in the WWE calendar. And they're both 2 nights now, so they're going to commercialize it to death. That's why Backlash and all them other PLEs that are 1 night, they get time to breathe. They can have 12 to 15, 20-minute long matches. They got breathing room. I've seen longer matches on Raw. We have seen longer. In fact, I think Chad Gable and Penta's first ever match on Monday Night Raw and Penta's debut went 20 minutes on Monday Night Raw. But after 20 months of him trying to get the Intercontinental title, we have an 8.5-minute match because they need to put a commercial in. It's crazy to me. Yeah, I agree with you, Connor. Royal Rumble and WrestleMania for me are the 2 biggest 2 shows. But WWE and that feel like it's SummerSlam and WrestleMania. I mean, they say it themselves, don't they? SummerSlam is WrestleMania of the summer. You know, in WWE's eyes, they're the 2 biggest shows. In fans' eyes, it's Rumble and Mania. But it's just, and they commercialize it to death. Commercialize it to death. I mean, when you're watching a single night PLE, right? Say a Backlash, a Night of Champions, whatever you can think of, right? That's just a 1-night event. Matches get time to breathe. Stories are allowed to get told. It's just not the main event that goes long. You have other matches that can go long and give breathing room and, you know, story. You get time for it all. You ain't got to go, all right, you've only got 8 minutes to go commercial. Now, I'm also not, I'm not even going to say like, so, not every match needs to be 15 or 20 minutes long either. You know, I think AEW sometimes do it a bit too much. Like a lot of their matches will go 20 to 30 minutes when they could be 8 to 10 minutes. You know, I'm not saying every match needs that amount of time, but there's some matches that just do. Penta and Chad Gable should have been 15 to 20 minutes. It should have been a 20-minute match because there's so much story and so much history in this moment. And you give us I think they had less time than Danhausen and Rey Mysterio. I mean, it's just don't make sense to me. You know, the opening match with Kevin Owens back was 8.5 minutes, 9 minutes long. You know, with obviously entrances and all the bits at the beginning, it's about a 20-minute segment. I get it. But the actual wrestling is like 9 minutes long. I just don't think, like, WWE have got to sort this out if they're doing 2-night events. I don't know who sorts it out. I don't know what Triple H and the booking and the creative department can do. If it's like, if they get told, look, we have got 1.5 hours of commercial time. You have got to find somewhere on the 2 nights to fit 1.5 hours of commercial time on these shows. If you're a booker, that's the last thing you want to hear. Like, really, if you're part of the creative team and you're a booker and you get told by your bosses that you've got 90 minutes of commercial time that has to be played between these 2 shows, you've got to somehow book around 90 minutes of commercial time. Now, you're always going to give your main event the most time on a card, which is rightfully so. Main events, the last match of the night, the big matches should be given the most time, right? So you've got to find somewhere else to fit all this commercial time in. It's getting a joke. You know, it's getting a joke. It's only the 2-night events. I'm not bothered about the single night PLEs. So usually the single night PLEs, I enjoy them more because I think you get more room to breathe in the match. You get more story. You know, you get more understanding of what's going on, right? I'm all right with that. I'm all right with actually having the 3-minute commercial break after every match. That don't bother me too much because what that does for me, it gives me a bit of a time to just scroll through Twitter, have a look what everyone's saying about the event so far, might get a drink, get a bite to eat, something like that. That's all right. That actually don't bother me. I'm not bothered by that. But it's the fact that TKO are telling WWE we've got 90 minutes or whatever it is of commercial time. I'm just making 90 minutes up here, but it's going to be roughly around that number, you would think. And they go to them, look, you can put whatever matches you want on, you can book it however you like. We've got to have 90 minutes of commercials. That's just fucking mental. It means matches have to be short. And I've got a fucking 2-night event. If anything, on a 2-night event, the matches should all be 15 to 20 minutes long. I've got 2 fucking nights. Why is there an 8-minute match on a 2-night event? Because it's not like I've got 9 matches on one pay-per-view where I can understand it. One match might be 8 or 7 minutes long. I think we'd all be like, yeah, that's understandable. We get it. WrestleMania 17 is arguably the greatest wrestling show I've ever watched from a WWE standpoint, yeah? 3 or 4 of the matches on that card were 7 to 9 minutes long. And no one cared, right? Because it was a single night. There was 9 to 10 matches, and you understood some matches had to go a little bit short for the other matches to have their time. We all got it. Everyone understands it. But in a 2-night event where you've only got 6 matches on each night, there is no, look, there should not be less than an hour's worth of wrestling on a 3.5-hour show. Having 50 minutes of actual in-ring wrestling on a 3-hour show is diabolical. Half of your wrestling show is commercial time. The rest of it is in-ring wrestling. Obviously, you have to have time for entrances and presentation and a promo here and there and a bit of story. That's fine. You're never going to have 100% of in-ring wrestling. We understand that. But having so much commercial time, it's a massive scam. You know, it makes it seem like a big scam to me. Like we're all getting scammed. You know, how can I sit there as a WWE fan, yeah, and watch WWE Backlash? That's a 2 hour, 45-minute, 2.5 hours sometimes show, right? For a B-level PLE, yeah? We're talking about B-level PLEs. Can sometimes only go 2.5 hours because they've only got 5 matches on it. But the in-ring wrestling on a 2.5... Guys, a B-level pay-per-view with 5 matches for 2.5 hours will have more in-ring wrestling than a 2-night mega event like SummerSlam. Get rid of these 2-night things. If WWE want to go forward without the people complaining about these commercials and turning off their telly and people being drove away because the commercial time is too much, go to one night. WrestleMania, we get it. We understand it. That has to be 2 nights because it's the pinnacle of wrestling. Yeah, we get it. Everything else should be 1 night. Look at last year's SummerSlam. Much better event, in my opinion. 1 night. Put 9 matches on. SummerSlam, put 8 to 9 matches on. Have it as 1 night. And if you are getting a few 8 to 7 minute matches with 9 matches on 1 night, no one's going to complain. No one's going to sit there, all right, it's only 9 minutes long. No one's going to care because it's 1 night. Over 2 nights, everyone's going to make a point of it and have a care and have a rant. It's fucking diabolical. Just feels like we're getting scammed. It really does. Look how good Money in the Bank will be compared to SummerSlam. It's dark. Exactly. It's going to be a 1-night event, Connor. It's going to have probably 6 matches on it at the max. It'll go for about 3.5 hours, probably 3 hours. Both Money in the Bank matches will probably be about 20 minutes long. So that's 40 minutes of wrestling just in the ladder matches alone. You'll have a title match that'll be about 15 to 20 minutes as well. So right there, just them 3 matches alone will probably be more in-ring wrestling time than 2 nights at SummerSlam because it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. 6 matches an 8 night as well, same length as B-level pay-per-views makes no sense. Exactly. The match should have been well longer, says Liam. Right, let me get to the positives of SummerSlam now. I've had my rant about the commercial time and stuff like that. And I think it's a little bit of a scam. Let me get that out of the way with. I got that out of the way with, right? Let's talk about the positives of SummerSlam. Here's some of my positives, guys, that I'm going to give you right now for my review of SummerSlam 2026. The positives, I think the wrestling and the show in a whole over 2 nights was better than WrestleMania. Now, I don't know how much of a positive that is, but in my opinion, both, not both title matches. Yeah, both title matches, I would say. I'd say both title matches were better and both title not better because if you have it as a look at the WWE title and the world title matches, for me, both delivered. When you look at WrestleMania, we know the Orton and Cody match did not deliver, but Punk and Roman Reigns put on match of the year. So as that, at least the 2 title matches at SummerSlam delivered. I think the wrestling, the in-ring wrestling, which we did have, I believe was better than WrestleMania as well. I actually think the presentation of SummerSlam was better than WrestleMania as well. I don't know how that, it just shows you, don't it? Being in a different place, in a different city, how much that changed. Being in Las Vegas for 2 nights in a row is fucking, in 2 years in a row, did WWE no favors. I think the look of the, is it the BS Bank Arena in Minneapolis, and the staging and the ramp and all that was 100 times better than the presentation at WrestleMania. So, yeah, that is my opinion now. I think that's another positive as well. And the storytelling in some of the matches I thought were much better in WrestleMania and pushed along some of the narrative going forward. There were some very good feel-good moments there. Obviously, Chad Gable winning the Intercontinental title. Chelsea Green-haired girl, big up everyone in the predictions, by the way. We got it right. Chelsea winning the interim women's title was was fantastic. Kevin Owens returning as well was fantastic. There was some there were some good points about SummerSlam. It's just we've been bogged down too much. That's the problem with it all, with my rant earlier. But I'm going to do this a bit the opposite way round. Big up Scraps, man. I'm going to do this a bit of the opposite way round. I'm going to review night. I was going to review night 2 first. Hang on. Let me just bring something up here. Let me just bring Saint. Just want to. Let me just try. So, hang on. Let me. So, I'm trying to think what the first match was. Liv Morgan, wasn't it? First match was it night 1? The women's world title match was night 1. Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. Obviously, I went for Io Sky, and this got completely wrong. This was a fantastic matchup, guys. I don't know what you thought. I actually thought Liv Morgan and Io Sky brought it. I thought it's a very, very good women's world title match. I've been saying about Io Sky in my predictions that Io Sky has not been at it in 2026 so far. I think she's had a poor year from an in-ring standpoint, because I do hold Io Sky quite high. I think she's one of, if not the best in-ring women's wrestler in the world. She's tremendous. And she's had a bad year. But here, I thought she was fantastic. And Liv Morgan is an absolute pitbull. She is such an underrated wrestler. I can understand people might not like Liv Morgan. She's very irritating. She screams a lot. It would drive you nuts. I get it. Her song is a bit, I get it. But in the ring, Liv Morgan delivers. Liv Morgan's a decent wrestler, man. Decent wrestler is Liv Morgan. And I thought this was a great opener. Thought the ending was really good as well. And she won obviously the world. She kept her world title, which is fantastic. Let's go to the next match. One of the better matches actually on night one. 6-man tag match. LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys actually defeated the Bloodline. The Bloodline lost this match. I was shocked about this. I actually thought the Bloodline would win this match. I thought the Bloodline would win the whole weekend. But I tell you what, this was a decent match. I enjoyed it for what it was. Royce Keys is getting more over every time I see him. He's always looking impressive. That body slam he did on Jacob Fatu over the barrier to the floor, where he actually kept hold of him. He didn't just let him go over the barrier. He kept hold of him and went over with him and slammed him down. I thought that was really impactful. I think it looked better than when people get speared through that barricade all the time. So I think that's been done too much now. That spear through the barricade's been done to death. I actually preferred this. It looked more impactful. You know, a big 300-pound man like Royce Keys just holding him and slamming him over and keeping hold of him. I thought that was fantastic. Solo Sikoa again might actually be the most entertaining wrestler in WWE right now. I just think Solo's brilliant. I actually think Solo is far more charismatic than any of the Usos right now. Jimmy, I like Jimmy. I think Jimmy Uso is a bit underrated and no one gives him enough love. Jey Uso now has become cringe and too much for me. I prefer Jey Uso when he was just a henchman for Roman Reigns in the Bloodline. With that, when he always used to have that snarly look on his face, you know, and hating Sami Zayn and all that shit. Since they turned him babyface and he won the Royal Rumble a couple of years back, he should become cringe. It's too much. I don't enjoy watching him anymore. I think Jimmy Uso's are very underrated, but Solo's quality, man. Solo's personality, his demeanor, he's very quick with the catchphrases. He's very quick with the comedy. And he's all right, you know, Solo's not obviously that great in the ring, but I thought he worked well here. And it was LA Knight who actually got the pinfall victory for his team. And yeah, I thought again, LA Knight looking great. LA Knight getting a massive pop on as well to on night one, which is something Triple H, you know, Triple H a bit of a liar, you know, a bit of a liar. He said if people get over, then they will get pushed. Well, LA Knight's been over for about 2 years now and he's not been pushed once. So, you know, I don't know if Triple H heard the ovation LA Knight got the other day, but if he did, you know, please start pushing LA Knight. I'd like to see LA Knight now challenge Roman Reigns for the world title, because as we get to it in a minute, Roman Reigns has really got no opponents going forward. And I think LA Knight is the perfect opponent for him going forward. That's what should be happening. Gunther and Nick Aldis. Aldis. I keep going Aldis. Aldis. So this was the match I was most actually looking forward to on night one, apart from the Hell in a Cell match. Because I think WWE, the 2 weeks before SummerSlam, really got this built up well. Got enough hate and story in there for us to be very invested and interested in this match. You know, Gunther, the proper heel, nasty, you know, little brother in, little boy in, Nick, every week, getting in his face, scrapping, fighting, just getting right under his skin. All this then, you know, as a man, like he says, can't take it no more, fights back. Triple H tells him to settle this in the ring. You know, so Nick gives up his GM thing. Yeah, okay, like this bit cracks me up, by the way, which we'll get to after this match. So Nick gives up his rights to be GM of Friday Night SmackDown to have this in-ring match, his first in-ring match in WWE, his first in-ring match in 3 years, right? And we're all wondering, you know, is he going to come out to the way he was presented in TNA, the way he was presented in NWA? And to WWE's credit, they did. They presented him as a big thing, as a, you know, as a someone you should really take interest in. And obviously, he came out to Oasis, Story Morning Glory, you know, and massive over, like, good pop. I was popping. I was up. I ain't gonna lie. As soon as I heard Oasis playing, one of my favourite ever bands, and him coming out to Oasis, must have cost WWE a fortune, by the way. And he looked great. I think Nick looked great. He looked a little blown up after about 3 or 4 minutes, as you expect, being out the ring so long. But I thought it was a good little match. I just wish it was given more time. Again, I think this should have gone another 5 minutes. I don't understand why it needed to be cut so short. This could have easily gone 15 minutes, this match. And again, an 8-9 minute match. It's just got to get that commercial in. Should have been a 15-minute match. I would actually have preferred this match if it was on a Backlash, because it would have probably got 15 minutes. In fact, chat, see if you can find out for me. Was Gunther and Thingy at, was it Backlash that time? What's his name? What's the commentator's name who works at ESPN? The American football guy. Oh, what's his fucking name? It's gone out of my head. Oh, what's his name? McAfee. Yeah, Pat McAfee. Big up, chat. Was Gunther Pat McAfee at that pay-per-view longer in this match? Someone needs to find out for me. I'm going to find out right now, actually. It went 14 minutes at Backlash. This is what I'm saying, guys. The singles match between Gunther and Pat McAfee at WWE Backlash lasted approximately 14 minutes and 8 seconds from bell to bell. 14 minutes! See what I mean? If Nick Aldis and Gunther was on Backlash instead of SummerSlam, that match would have gone 15 minutes. Because they're not commercializing single PLEs as much as they are 2-night events. On a single PLE, they've probably got about 30 minutes of advert time, commercial time. They've probably got 30 minutes of commercial time on a 3-hour PLE. So the commercials are not too bad. It's not much of an issue. But these 2-night events, now you got to have an hour and a half. It just drives me mad. So, yeah, Pat McAfee and Gunther had a longer match. This company fucks me off. For what it was, though, decent match in my opinion. And Gunther picking up the victory, which he should have as well. You know, he definitely should have. He shouldn't be looking at losing to the general manager of SmackDown. But again, after the event, obviously after this, Nick Aldis gives his resignation to Triple H and says that I'm done. I'm resigning as your general manager of SmackDown. You know, I've stepped over the boundaries. I can't go back there. I can't be general manager anymore. And to the dismay of the audience, and I will say this, Triple H, I don't know what you're doing. I hope you go back on this, right? But the audience literally booed when he went, no, you did what you had to do. You manned up, you come that man, you went and sorted out your business, and everyone loves you for it. But I can't let you resign, and I still want you general manager of SmackDown. And everyone was like, no. It's not what we want, Triple H. Keep him in the ring. He's good. He's got great entrance music. He's got a great look. He's got good presentation. Keep him in the ring. It's crazy. It's like no, Triple H. I couldn't believe it. You know, unless you're turning Nick Aldis heel, which looks like he did at then night 2, and becomes like a heel general manager who wants to get back in the ring again, and you carry on the story. It just, I didn't think we needed to see it straight after the match. This should have been on SmackDown on Friday, not straight after his match on SummerSlam. I probably wouldn't be so upset about it. If they just left it like that and we kept wondering, oh, I wonder if Nick's going to be an in-ring wrestler now, and we have to wait till Friday for SmackDown to see that, it means people have to tune into SmackDown. It helps ratings for people then to tune in on Friday to see, oh, I wonder if what Nick Aldis is doing. Is he going to be going, who's general man? They have a new general manager. If they carried on the story Friday and not do it straight after the match, I might have been a bit more all right with it, but it just fucking annoyed me. Do you know what I mean? It annoyed me. Then we had the 6-woman tag match where Fatal Influence defeating the Bella Twins and Paige. This was a nothing burger, a literally nothing burger. Nothing happened. Brie Bella got injured in the first 2 minutes because she's shit. Nikki Bella looked okay for a comeback match. Paige still looks fucking awful. And then guess what? They turned heel on Paige after. Shock. Shock. Like no one saw that coming. Jacy Jane looked fantastic. As she always does. Thought Jacy Jane looked excellent in that match. And so did Fallon. Fallon looked great as well. Fallon is man of culture. But yeah, Jacy Jane has to be in the world title picture. Can we stop pussying around now? Can we stop fucking around? Fatal Influence, since they came in from NXT, have been fantastic. They've not put a step wrong. They got great presentation, great theme music. They look fantastic. They go in the ring. Jacy Jane's a great heel. The crowd literally hate her. She's doing her job fantastic. Fallon Henley's great. I can't remember the other woman's name. She's all right as well. But, you know, let's push Jacy now. Jacy's that. Jacy's the tippy toppy, you know, like Connor says there, she's going after Tiffany apparently. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick of Tiffany Stratton. Can we turn Tiffany Stratton heel? I'm sick of babyface Tiffany, you know what I mean? I'd actually make Tiffany and Blake Monroe a tag team. That's what I would do. I'd get Tiffany. I would have all the pretty blonde ladies in one group. Yeah, be a nasty, bitchy, you know, like in American high schools, you always got the glamour group together, you know, and they're always nasty, bitchy, horrible cows. Yeah, that's what I would do. Get all them together, make them like this female super group led by Blake. Yeah, and then have Tiffany Stratton and all them and Alexa Bliss and all them in it, yeah. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. But yeah, Fatal Influence win this, rightfully so. The Bellas are shit. Brie Bella is terrible. I never want to see her in a ring ever again. Nikki Bella versus Paige feud coming up. I need Paige to start doing something, man, because she's been terrible since she's come back. Right, co-main event, which shocked everyone. We all assumed this would be the main event, but this was the co-main event. CM Punk defeating Cody Rhodes in what I thought was a fantastic match. Very 80s style wrestling. This has divided a lot of people. I actually had this as my match of the weekend. Right, and I know it's divided a lot of people, this match. I like this kind of wrestling. I like 80s style wrestling. I like it when someone has to sell a knee or an ankle for the whole match. Psychology. I know we're in a world where everyone wants everything at 100 miles an hour, right? And they want 20 flips, super kicks, kick outs, all that shit, yeah? I actually really like this, man. I really liked it. It had psychology. You know, the bit where CM Punk goes through the table and he makes sure he goes knee first. He did it on purpose to go knee first through the table because he's selling the knee the whole match. Psychology. It's what you're meant to do in wrestling. I keep putting my earphones out. It's what you're meant to do in wrestling. Yeah, the punk moonsault. I don't think Punk's ever going to do that ever again. But credit him for doing it, though. He's 47 years of age. Do you know what I mean? Credit CM Punk, man. These two I think they're the masters of their craft. I really do. They've got that old school wrestling about them. You know, Punk always likes going to the old school. Punk is very, he likes that Japanese culture of wrestling as well. We know Cody lives in the old school NWA times. That's where he lives, old WCW. So having this sort of match, I think was good. Some people didn't like it. Some people thought, it was an okay match. I don't think this is going to be their last match. I've always said I think this will be the main event of WrestleMania next year. Or of one of the nights anyway. But I think this will be one of the main events next year at WrestleMania, where the stakes will be even higher, because I think one of them will be a heel by the time we get to that match. So it was sort of like a taster, see how you like it sort of match. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good match. The right person won. I don't need to see Cody Rhodes winning a title again till Mania. Cody don't need a title till Mania. CM Punk's a champion. We know now CM Punk's next opponent is. And I think CM Punk's going to have fun with that title, man. For Cody, we all know what's going to happen with Cody. Obviously, the big reveal in this match is that Randy Orton came back, RKO'd Cody for CM Punk to pick up the victory. I've seen a lot of things online about that Cody can't lose matches without interference, which is kind of true. Cody doesn't really lose clean all that much. I think there's only a couple of times Cody's actually lost clean. One of them actually was to Drew McIntyre on SmackDown, wasn't it? When he lost clean once on the road to WrestleMania, just completely lost clean in it. I think Cody's only lost clean 2 or 3 times since he's been back in WWE. So, yeah, a lot of his matches end like that. But I'm all right with this. It made sense for the story. It made sense for the story. We needed to see Orton come back. Orton coming back and picking up a feud again with Cody makes sense. There was no point Randy coming back and feuding with anyone else. Wouldn't have made any sense, because everyone's like, well, Cody's still there. Like, you got to do anything. So, yeah, I'm all right with the interference here. And Cody versus Orton is a good feud. That can go on towards Survivor Series for me for the next few months. And that keeps Cody busy. It keeps Orton busy. The problem with this feud, like Connor says there in the chat, I think Orton would be the one getting cheered in this feud. Yeah, Cody's an excellent heel. I just don't think WWE ever going to make Cody heel. Too much money in Cody. It's like the Cena thing. Cody's he's the politician, ain't he? I don't think he's ever going to be. I'll be surprised if they ever make him heel. But he can act it, though. He can act it in a match or a feud, if you know what I mean, but not turn full heel. But again, I enjoyed this match for what it was worth. I thought it's a really, really good match. Really enjoyed it. As I said earlier, I like that 80s style of wrestling. The selling of a body part, the psychology and the story in the match, the opponent who's selling the body part, always falling on that body part and keep injuring himself even more. I like that. I think that sort of shit is excellent, but it's not what people want to see today in today's wrestling. But I enjoyed it and I liked it. What I didn't enjoy, no, I can't believe I'm going to say this, was the main event. Didn't enjoy it one bit. Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi for me was awful. Why did they need a Hell in a Cell? I need to know. They didn't even use the cell. This match didn't need Hell in a Cell in the end. They never used it. It never got violent. It never got bloody. Neither of them wanted to go near the cell. None of them used the cell. I think the reason they put a Hell in a Cell concept in this match is because Brock's never lost in the Hell in a Cell. And to get over even more, that he's the only person to ever beat Brock in Hell in a Cell. I think that could be the only answer. It could be the only answer. The best match these two have had is their first one at WrestleMania. For me, it was perfect. Their WrestleMania match was 100% perfect. It went the right amount of time, the right person won, and the other person retired. I thought it was the most perfect booking that they could have done, and anything after that was never going to be better in that WrestleMania match. The WrestlePalooza match, or whatever it was, never going to be better. Or was it Night of Champions? Was it? The Night of Champions match was never going to be better. And this SummerSlam match, because they didn't use the cell, it didn't matter. It really didn't matter. There was a few good things in it. Look, the one thing I will say, Oba and Lesnar worked well together. They meshed very well together. I like the tombstone on the wooden planks on the ring. I thought that was a nice spot and a very well executed tombstone by Brock Lesnar as well, by the way. I've not seen people speak about that enough. That was a very well put together tombstone there by Brock Lesnar. Very well put together. And then we had the finish. Just, I've seen people talk about, again, AEW fans on Twitter. The AEW and WWE fans on Twitter, both of them, really pissed me off. It just drives me mad. But I've seen some AEW fans, because WWE fans bitch about, Ospreys and Young Bucksies and stuff like that, not selling super kicks and stuff like that. Or there was that one, was it at Retribution, where Matt Jackson gets frog splash and he stands up straight away like nothing happened. That would irritate me. But Obafemi not selling the tombstone off Brock Lesnar, it's not that he didn't sell it. He did sell it. He sort of hulked up again, didn't he? But he's a beast. He's a 300-pound massive giant. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different. But look, the right person won. And Brock Lesnar's a classy guy. He got on the microphone after. Apparently, this wasn't scripted. He got on the microphone after and he put Obafemi over. He completely put him over. He went, look, you're the present. I'm the past. You're the future. Go for it. And he's telling the fans, look, get behind this guy. That's what I love about Brock. Brock knows how to give back. Brock is the most unselfish wrestler in that company. And all people do is slag Brock Lesnar off. He is literally the most unselfish guy. He told Triple H, we have to be the main event because I want Obafemi to be the main event. Because I need to put Obafemi over as the next big superstar. And he challenged Triple H and the company to put them in the main event over the WWE title. And they did. Yeah? Big up Brock Lesnar, man. Big up Brock Lesnar. Fucking absolute. He's a beast. He knows what he's doing. I keep pulling my earphones up. He's a beast. The man knows what he's doing. He knows the business. He knows how to make money. It's as simple as that. He's probably the best at it in this company. And he's gone, you know what? Put me and Oba in the main event and I'm going to put Oba over. He's going to beat me in the Hell in a Cell and never lost that match. I'm going to get on the mic over and I'm going to tell the crowd, I'm going to tell everyone watching, he's the guy, get behind him, that he's going to the moon. I don't need to be around anymore. This is the new beast. Superb stuff by Brock Lesnar. An absolute 100% professional. People online hate him for some reason. Fuck knows why. And, yeah, Brock's the man. Yeah, mission complete. The aim of the match, yeah. Mission complete, man. Yeah, Brock, yeah, when Brock's got the right opponent, Brock can go, man. Yeah, it depends what story. Do you know what it is with Brock? If they give him a story or an opponent that he doesn't feel can make money, he just don't feel like it. But the thing is, yeah, apparently, according to all the news articles out there, Brock Lesnar picked Obafemi. He could have anyone on the roster he wanted, yeah. He picked Obafemi. He went, no, Oba's my guy. I'm picking Obafemi. Right? And he had a WrestleMania match with him, a Night of Champions match with him, and a SummerSlam match with him. And Brock lost twice. And he put Obafemi. Do you know who Brock did that to last time? Cody Rhodes. They had 3 matches, didn't they? After Mania and to SummerSlam was their last match. What did Brock Lesnar do at SummerSlam 3 years ago to Cody Rhodes? Put him over. Told everyone he's the guy now. I don't need to be around. No, he's done the same with Obafemi. Yeah, superb stuff, man. I think Brock will be back. I don't think Brock's going away. I think Brock's very comfortable in knowing his position in the company. Brock knows he's Brock Lesnar. Brock knows his money. Brock knows he doesn't have to win matches to be Brock Lesnar still. You know, Brock could lose every week now. Do you reckon anyone's going to say anything? Brock could lose every match now till the day he retires. Do you think anyone's going to say anything about his legacy? He's Brock Lesnar. He understands that. He's clever. He understands his worth. I'm telling you, the next Brock Lesnar opponent that's going to be put over is going to be Bron Breakker, in my opinion. I can see WWE going, right, Brock's done it now with Cody. He's done it now with Oba. Let's get Bron over. Because Bron Breakker's like completely dried up. I'm not this massive Bron Breakker fan in a way. I think a lot of people, you know, go over the top of that Bron Breakker a little bit. I think Bron still sometimes looks a little green, if you ask me. I think Bron needs Bron needs something. Bron needs repackaging. Bron Breakker needs completely and utterly repackaging. And he needs to get out of the vision, obviously, because right now he's just a bodyguard. You know, he's just a bodyguard for them doofuses, ain't he? He needs repackaging. The best way to repackage Bron Breakker is turning face. He turns on the vision. He turns on Austin and all that in the vision. Beats them down, leaves them for dead. Has a couple of matches with them. Finishes them, kills them, leaves the vision. He's a big baby face. Going towards WrestleMania next year. And they give him Brock Lesnar. And that's how we build up Bron Breakker again. And he beats Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That would be killer. Do you know a match between Bron Breakker and Lesnar? Money. You know? And it builds up Bron Breakker again. Lesnar don't care about losing. Oh, Lesnar loses to Bron Breakker. Anyone going to care? No. Lesnar's Lesnar. You know, he's money. You know? And he puts Bron Breakker over at the same time. Then we go with a Bron as another big star. Then we've got Bron and Obafemi for the years to come. They're the two. Bron and Oba fighting over titles in the years to come as the two biggest stars. You know what I mean? Yeah, Trick Williams has got a few. The thing with Trick, I think Trick just needs to get better in the ring, man. Stories there with Brock and Bron. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all there, man, with Paul Heyman and everything. It's there. So that was my views of night one. Night two. So for in-ring action, I actually think night two was a better overall event than night one. But I've been watching a lot of reviews today and yesterday and last night. And I might be the only one who thinks that. A lot of the reviews I've been seeing, a lot of the stuff I've been seeing on social media, everyone preferred night one. They think night one in ring work was far better. I was a big fan of night two's in ring work. But maybe it's just that's how we all feel. So obviously the Undisputed WWE Championship Fatal 4-Way #1 Contenders match. Originally, this was meant to be Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. Now, I do feel a bit sorry for Finn Balor here because you feel like Finn Balor's been done something wrong here. I think if this was just a one-on-one match, Finn Balor's winning this match, in my opinion. I think Sami was never winning this match. And then they bring out, obviously, Nick Aldis turns heel for about 2 minutes and brings out Gunther and shakes him by the hand and goes, on your way, son. It's like, all right, Nick Aldis is now heel for no reason. Then he turns babyface again because he brings out Kevin Owens. The crowd popped. It was a beautiful moment. I popped on my sofa. I was like, fuck yeah, come on. KO's back. Everyone loved it, yeah? So Nick Aldis went from heel to face in about 2 seconds. Incredible work. Story made no sense, but it don't matter sometimes. Dead, mate. Sorry, my son just came in. Asking my phone. And obviously, as soon as Kevin Owens come out, Kevin Owens is not losing this match. Kevin Owens is not losing this match, is he? If he comes out in this, just Kevin Owens comes out, it's like, well, there's your winner and #1 contender, and that's exactly what happened. 8.5 minute match. I think it needed to go about 3 more minutes. I think 12 minutes would have been the perfect time for this match, especially KO making his return. Gunther on his second match at the weekend. I think 12.5, 13 minutes is perfect time. Again, Kevin Owens is an enigma a little bit. He's such a great guy. You know, 15, 16 months out with that neck surgery. I think they said C3, C4. all fused up. Should have retired. Maybe was close to retirement. Got the okay to go back in the ring about 3 weeks before SummerSlam. He opened the deal, man. And all just done a big show, he did. And he came in and look, and he looked like the old KO, not lost a step, man. Not lost a step. And cannonballing everyone, senton bombing everyone, stunnering everyone. It was great, man. And obviously him and Sammy got that great relationship anyway. Always gold dust there. And he wins, and he's #1 contender. And we're going to get CM Punk versus Kevin Owens either at Worlds Collide, which is apparently, I've just heard today, Worlds Collide is apparently going to be a main roster show. It's a Raw and SmackDown show, apparently. Or it's going to be at Money in the Bank. Now, I would leave it to what... Look, can you drag out Punk and Kevin Owens to October? I'm not sure, because it is only the beginning of August, and we've got all of August, all of September, then October. It's a long time to wait for that match. I think that match happens. I think that match happens at Worlds Collide, in my opinion, because Worlds Collide is in Chicago in the Allstate Arena. Penny, careful. Okay, it's in the Allstate Arena, isn't it? Go. Yeah, it's in the Allstate Arena in Chicago. So I think CM Punk will defend his title against Kevin Owens at that event. That's the one I think it's going to be, man. So I think that's the 24th of September, because there's no legitimate PLE in September. I don't know if they're going to make Worlds Collide like a special event, or it's going to be actually a PLE. They've not really gave enough advertisement about it at the moment. I think when you go on the WWE website, it says main roster for Worlds Collide, not an NXT show. Because the NXT show is a couple of weeks before that with Heatwave, I believe. So, yeah, NXT Heatwave. They're not going to have Heatwave and Worlds Collide. So, I'll be doing that. That'd be a good match. I don't think it's ever happened. It's never happened in WWE, obviously, and I don't think it's ever happened when Kevin was in Ring of Honor. I don't know if I think Punk was already leaving for TNA when Kevin Owens entered Ring of Honor. Trying to think, 2004-ish. It never happened in Pro Wrestling, Gorilla, PWG either. Yeah, I don't think it's ever happened. Yeah, they do. It's got to be good. That's got to be good, man. The promos in that. I'll tell you what, SmackDown have got. I saw something earlier about SmackDown. Let me just get this up for you guys. Bring this up for you. Have you guys actually seen SmackDown's? Has anyone seen SmackDown's actual list of players? So SmackDown on the SmackDown side, SmackDown have got Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Gunther, CM Punk, Randy Orton, Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, Royce Keys, Jordan Grace, Julia, Fatal Influence, Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte Flair. That's some of their roster on SmackDown. Do you know how mad that is? You could argue that SmackDown have the better roster between SmackDown and Raw. You could all argue as well, and I'm going to say this right now, and I never thought I'd say this. I actually think the last 2 weeks of SmackDown have been better than the last 2 weeks of Raw. Do you know what I mean? Be up Noel in the chat, man. So, yeah, the talent they have there, you know, like them or not, the talent they got is probably top. I mean, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Gunther, Punk, Orton alone, and Cody Rhodes as well. Jesus Christ. And Cody Rhodes. Jesus Christ! I've just read. So Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Gunther, Punk, and Randy Orton alone. They got 6 main eventers. 6, man. Chelsea Green's over there, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair. They got a heck of a roster. SmackDown is stacked. Now, all they need to do is fucking book it better, and you got a quality show. And start getting SmackDown better, man. Right, that brings us to match 2 of Sunday SummerSlam. Baron Corbin versus Trick Williams. Baron Corbin winning the title. And I asked myself, why? Why? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because they were meant to have their match at Mania, weren't they? But then Kevin got hurt. Why did Baron Corbin win the title? By the way, at the beginning of this match, does anyone think Baron Corbin got knocked out for a little bit? Because I don't know if anyone spotted it. You know, right at the beginning of the match when Trick Williams has jumped Baron Corbin and they're fighting, yeah? And he does this spinning back, like a spinning back. No, he goes to chop him. I don't know if anyone noticed it. It's right at the beginning of the match. He goes to chop Baron Corbin on the chest, but he catches him on the chin. And for about 2 or 3 minutes, Baron Corbin looks out of it. He looks so out of it. Even the commentators say he looks out of it. I think the commentators were even saying, like, Baron looks out of it right now. He don't look right. Go back and watch it, guys. Trick's meant to chop him on the chest, but Baron's sort of gone down and moved, and he's caught him on the chin. And I think he knocks him out a little bit, man. I think he just made him a little bit dizzy for a few minutes. I'm not sure why Baron needed to win this title straight away. I get it. They got a lot of money in Trick Williams. I can see Trick Williams maybe winning Money in the Bank in October, like Connor says there. My thing with Trick, Trick's got great personality. He's got great charisma. He's good on the mic. He can speak so well. He's got great presentation. My thing with Trick Williams is just he's in ring, guys. That's all it is. I think he needs to have better matches. I don't think you can get away with being charismatic and all this for so long, but I think you need to have better matches. What WWE need to do is start giving Trick Williams to workhorses. Keep putting Trick in the rings with like Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunovs and stuff like that are workhorses that get the best out of him so he can learn, because that's my only worry about Trick going forward. He just needs and it's the same as what Connor says, it's the same with Bron Breakker. I'm the same with Bron Breakker. I've been saying it for time now. I think Bron's got the look, the presentation, the talent. He's good on the mic. He's got the charisma. But in the ring, I think Bron sometimes isn't good enough. And I honestly think that's why Bron Breakker's stardom went a bit flat. He went up there and then it went down a bit. I just think he's just not good enough in the ring at the moment. They got everything else. I think Trick and Bron just need a little bit more ring time. And it's because WWE don't do house shows anymore. It's all good having all this time off, yeah, for wrestlers to heal up and take breaks and holidays and stuff like that. But the problem is they're not wrestling enough. There's not enough house shows to hone your craft. People like Bron Breakker and Trick Williams should be on the road every day, going to house shows, learning their craft in the ring. It's the only way them two are going to get better in the ring. I think that's the one thing missing in WWE right now is them house shows. And that's how you got better, man. House shows are what make you a better wrestler. Ober's head and shoulders above them all at the moment. The thing with Ober is just Ober can go. I think Ober goes in the ring better than the other two. I think Ober's better in the ring than Bron and Trick. I think he's just as charismatic as both of them. I think he's got the presentation. We know he's got the theme music. He's got the strut. He's got the Ober walk. The fans love him. Now, Ober's there where I think Trick and Bron are here. You know what I mean? I think Oba. If you told me I'm having an Oba Roman Reigns match tomorrow for the world title, I'm like, let's do it. I'm looking forward to it. That's the match to make. That's how far Oba is above everyone else. But yeah, Baron Breaker wins the Baron Corbin wins the United States title, and we see what happens from there. Who's Baron Corbin going to be up against? Baron Corbin versus Carmelo Hayes for the title next, I suppose. I actually think that would be a pretty decent match. The thing I'll say about Baron Corbin might have some of the best move sets in pro wrestling. Some of the best move sets. He's got excellent move sets as Baron Corbin. So I think Baron Corbin versus Carmelo Hayes at the next pay-per-view could actually be a good US title feud. Right, let's get to the interim WWE Women's Championship ladder match. So we obviously had Chelsea Green in this, Tiffany Stratton, Jay Cargill, Charlotte Flair, and Lash Legend, who beat Julia in 2 minutes on SmackDown. 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Lash Legend, you know. 2 minutes. Absolute disgrace. Lash Legend in the first 5 or so minutes of this match, it was all Lash Legend. Just smashing the shit out of everyone. You know, just beating people up for fun. Using the ladders, just wailing on people, wailing on the ladies, just throwing them around. You know, and she looked pretty decent out there, Lash, for that reason. You know, they wanted a more of a powerhouse figure maybe in that match, although you got Jay Cargill and Charlotte in there who can do, you know, them sort of things as well. But, you know, Lash stood out. The Charlotte Jade feud continued in this match, but there was no heat there at any time. Tiffany was there to do a few things off the ladders and stuff like that, like descent onto the floor. But at the end of the day, this crowd only wanted to see Chelsea Green win this title. This crowd and the people I know watching this event only wanted to see Chelsea Green win this title. And that's what she did. You know, she's in that tree of woe on the ladder for about 3 minutes. All the ladies are climbing the ladders around her, trying to get to the title. They've all fallen down. And once they've all fallen down, and Chelsea sort of comes up from nowhere from the tree of woe, the crowd lost their shit. They wanted Chelsea Green to win that world title. And that's what Chelsea Green did. She became the interim women's champion. And, you know, I popped, man, when she did it. I wanted Chelsea to win it. She deserves it. I just hope when Rhea comes back, they don't have Rhea beat her in about 6 seconds. You know, I said it in my preview that story-wise and booking sense, it makes sense for Chelsea to be interim champion because she's never really the champion. You know, she's never the real champion. So WWE can give her the belt and it's not really the belt. And then when Rhea comes back, she loses in 6 seconds. That was what I think they will do. And I still think that's what they will do. I think Rhea will come back on an episode of SmackDown and they'll have champion versus champion. And Rhea will just beat her in 6 or 8 seconds, something like that. And it'll be a nothing thing. But it will never take away from that moment of Chelsea Green. Like that. BREQ92, how is it a scam? Not the ticket scam, my friend. The commercials we're talking about at the beginning. Watch the beginning, my friend. Watch the beginning. Watch the beginning. We're not on about ticket prices. We never mentioned ticket prices, isn't it, in this whole show? We're just talking about the commercial size of things. You know, taken away from the matches and the and some of the entertainment of the show. Yeah, so yeah, we never mentioned ticket sales, my friend. Just hope I think they will. I think they will. I just don't see Rhea and Chelsea having like this 10, 15-minute back and forth. I see Rhea going in there and dominating. And we know Triple H absolutely loves Rhea, so yeah. Yeah, EQ92, my friend. Big up to you, my friend. Yeah, we weren't talking about the ticket prices. We ain't even mentioned them. Yeah, we're just talking about how, you know, the commercialized and monetization side of SummerSlam, like WrestleMania took us out of the event a little bit. made it a little less enjoyable. I think someone's made up SummerSlam before. You know what I mean? Tiffany going to turn on Chelsea on Friday. Yeah, that'd be good. Like we said, Tiffany needs to go heel. You know, babyface Tiffany does not work. I'd like to see that. Or Tiffany causes her. Yeah, the dog came to celebrate with Chad. You know what I mean, EQ? It was awful, wasn't it? It took away from his moment entirely. I don't know about you guys though. Did anyone for a second thought that was someone else dressed up in a dog and they were going to attack Chad? Or was I the only one? I thought for a minute there's a wrestler under that dog mask and he's going to take it off and attack Chad. But it's just fucking WWE fucking monetizing the situation. This feel-good moment had to be monetized. You know how much that pisses everyone off? Tiffany 110 on Chelsea and Costa the top. Yeah, I think that might be when she does it, when Rhea comes back and they have their champion versus champion match. You know, it was the big dog. When they have their title versus title match, I can see, you know, Tiffany maybe costing, you know, Chelsea. I can see it. I can see it. I'll tell you what I need to see on SmackDown. I'd love to see Blake Monroe in a match. I don't think she's wrestled for 100 days since she left NXT. I'm sick of her telling all the WWE locker room that Blake Monroe's on her way. Hi, I'm Blake Monroe. And so a match. How about Triple H? Look, listen. How about you put Blake Monroe in an actual match against somebody? Let's have Tiffany versus Blake Monroe on SmackDown. How about that? Give them 10 minutes, let them rock and roll. Is that too much to ask for? My only gripe is why are we getting a ladder match this close to Money in the Bank? Yeah, I mean, why is Tiffany in the title when she's a US champion? You know what I mean? Like, it's just annoying, ain't it? It's very annoying. Talking about annoying, Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio in Human Money's on a Pole match. Now, it sucked. Like, this is so bad. For starters, what other kind of money is there apart from human money? It's just, and Danhausen won because he got cursed again. Dom got cursed. Look, Dom's got bigger things coming up in September. He's going to defend his AAA mega championship, probably against Americano. Oh, God's sake. What's his name? Americano, whatever his name is. Fucking sounds like a coffee, don't he? He's going to end his title over in AAA on night 2 of that in Mexico, because obviously night 1 it's going to be the MGM Gardens now, because it's gone up a little bit in ticket sales, so they've sold more tickets than they thought. So they've gone to the MGM Gardens for night 1. And night 2 will be in Mexico, where El Grande Americano will wrestle for the mega AAA championship against Dominic Mysterio. So, you know, I don't think we're going to see Dom that much now involved in anything. You know, he needs to get away from all this crap with Danhausen. Oh, can you imagine that? Oh, my God. Guys, I've just thought of something. You know, they want Danhausen on every fucking show humanly possible. Does Danhausen turn up to Mexico to cost Dominic Mysterio the mega championship? Does he curse him? Does he curse him in Mexico at Triple Mania? Does he turn up at Triple Mania night 2, mega championship in Mexico, curses Dominic Mysterio, and El Grande Americano wins the mega championship? Is that what we're seeing? Because apparently the news coming out of WWE right now is that they want to put Danhausen everywhere. Danhausen, mega triple threat. It's just, I've had enough of it all. Right, Chad Gable versus Penta. We went through this at the beginning of the show, and I said to you, look, this match is 20 months in the making for Chad Gable. You know, he's been after this Intercontinental title for almost 2 years now. You know, he went to this Lucha Libre thing of El Grande Americano for the purposes that he never won the IC title. He was lost. He needed to find something. He started feuding with the Luchadors. You know, he wanted to find the truth of being a luchador. He met that old guy in Mexico in the alley who then gave him a luchador mask. Does everyone remember this? He put it on. He became Americano, El Grande Americano. And here we are, 20 months later, and he's got his Intercontinental Championship match against Penta, who he wrestled in Penta's debut in WWE on the second ever Raw on Netflix, in which was a better match back then. This was 8.5 minutes long. It was like a TV match. It never gave me this amazing. They never had time to build a story. They never had time for near falls or, you know, kick outs or, you know, anticipation and building and building and building. It was like an 8-minute TV match. And I was happy for Chad Gable winning the Intercontinental title. I was happy with his family in the ring. He's doing that presentation, that celebration. And then WWE and TKO obviously have to monetize it and get the fucking root beer guy on the fucking stage. He has to chug root beer. You know what I mean? All that shit. You have to monetize it, take away from this amazing moment. Fucking drive me nuts. But at least Chad Gable's champion. Do you know what I mean? You know, at least Chad Gable is champion, and I very much hope he has a great title reign. And that brings us to the main event. Sunday night, main event, the main event of the whole show. And it's Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. And I enjoyed this match. I liked this match. I thought it was a very good match. Again, there's a lot of discourse online that didn't like this match. Said it was very typical WWE main event. I don't know what that means. You know, why does Dave Meltzer? I never see Dave Meltzer go to an AEW match here. It was a very typical AEW main event. Never does that, does he? But when it's a WWE main event, it was a very formulaic WWE main event. What does that mean? What, you mean it was good and you just don't want to admit it? It was a good match. It's a great match. It weren't better than Punk Roman for me. I think that was a better match. It weren't better than Punk and Cody Rhodes for me on the show, but I thought this was an exceptional match. The finish was excellent. The story was excellent. And I think that's what people get away. Yes, I know it's a long story. I know the Shield was 12 years ago. I get it, right? But they're trying to put an end to something, right? And Roman and the thing is, Roman and Seth don't actually wrestle that much against each other a lot of the time in recent years. I think apart from this one-on-one match, the last time them two wrestled one-on-one was Royal Rumble 22. And then before them last match before Royal Rumble 22, it would have been, I don't know, ages before then. So they don't wrestle like all the time against each other. So they're putting an end to this story. I thought the storytelling in the match was excellent. Roman wanted to do it on his own. He didn't need any influence. He didn't need the bloodline out there. He didn't need anybody out there to help him. And he went one-on-one. It was a clean finish. The storytelling in the match was excellent. I liked it, man. And Roman's your champion. And my only thing is, I actually think Seth should have won. I actually think Rollins should have won. Because I don't know where you go with Roman now. And unless you're doing Robert Ober at Money in the Bank and you're doing it early, I don't know what you do with Roman. And I just, the chair significance and all that. The storytelling in the match is excellent. It was very good storytelling. But I just don't know what you do with Roman, guys, now. Because Roman ain't going to wrestle on TV. We know that. Roman don't wrestle on TV. He doesn't do TV matches. He doesn't do every single pay-per-view. So you're limiting the amount of guys that Roman can wrestle. For me, the only guy Roman's next going to wrestle is Obafemi. And I do not want to wait till WrestleMania to see Obafemi and Roman now. That match has to happen at Money in the Bank. They regard Money in the Bank as their fifth biggest match, their fifth biggest pay-per-view, or maybe their fourth biggest pay-per-view now in front of Survivor Series. They regard Money in the Bank as an ace-listed show, as a major show. That would be my match. Oba versus Roman Reigns for the world title. And Oba beats him. I just don't think... I don't think we need Roman champion till Mania, because who does he wrestle? I just don't know who he wrestles. We know Roman's at we know Roman's going to be at Money in the Bank, because Money in the Bank's, as I said, is now WWE. Is one of the WWE's A shows are Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and Money in the Bank. WrestlePalooza, they want to make one of their A shows, but that at the moment still a B show. They're their five biggest shows. In fact, I would say Money in the Bank is their fourth biggest show in front of Survivor Series. I'd actually say their biggest shows in order are WrestleMania. In WWE's eyes is WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and Money in the Bank. I think they're WWE's four biggest shows. And then Survivor Series is their fifth. Because the War Games thing is just dead. No one cares. So it will be like Money in the Bank. I would literally do, because who does Oba? Yeah, head elimination chamber. Yeah, Money in the Bank's a massive show. I think Money in the Bank's a big show. I think WWE look at Money in the Bank as their A show now, like a Rumble and a SummerSlam and a Survivor Series. I just don't know who Oba wrestles. There is no point Oba wrestling anyone unless it's a title. You know, Oba has wrestled Brock Lesnar 3 times now in pay-per-view. There has been his 3 pay-per-view matches have been Brock Lesnar. He's won 2 and lost 1. You don't go from wrestling Brock Lesnar at pay-per-views and being put over like the next big thing by Brock himself to then wrestle for the fucking US title. Makes no sense. Oba only wrestles against the champion next, man. Punk wants Oba as well. Yeah, Punk look, Oba's not going over to Friday nights. There's just not a chance in hell. Oba still owns his King of the Ring Championship match, It's Kirby. Yeah, Roman. I think it is as well. Does anyone know if Roman's actually on Raw this week? Because I'm just wondering if WWE do a madness. That's what I would do. Do you know what I'd do this week on Raw? If Roman's on Raw tonight, I'm booking Oba versus Roman tonight for the WWE for the world title, and I'm having Roman wrestle on TV for the first time in like 4 years, and I'm having Oba beat him for the title tonight. Fuck it, let's move. Let's get moving now. BRT for men, Punk and Owens going to be a promo war. It is, man. Yeah, I know he's never going to wrestle on TV. It is, mate. It is what I wish they would do. You know, I think you need to set the scene. I think tonight you set the scene, not have the match. You set the scene. You make the table, shall we say? You have Roman come out tonight about his big win over Seth, and then you have Obafemi come out and challenge Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. They don't make a date. They don't say a time and a place. You just have Oba come out and challenge Roman. It's got to be tonight. It has to be tonight. You've got to do it. You've got to, when they're hot, you've got to act. Roman said his blow-off match with Seth Rollins. They are probably never wrestling again. There's no need to see Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns ever again. They're done now. Right? Roman needs a new challenger. Obafemi just beat Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar just put him over massively. We've got to do Brock Lesnar for me. We've got to do Obafemi has to challenge Roman Reigns tonight because we've got no title contenders. No one else is going to who else is going to challenge tonight on Raw? Penta's not. They're not going to do Penta Roman as much as I'd love to fucking see that. Penta Roman on a B-list pay-per-view would be fucking quality. They're not going to do it, are they? It's got to be tonight. Oba's got to challenge him tonight, man. Roman is on tonight. Yeah, there you go, man. Roman Rock at Mania is a lot for me, Joe. I think that will happen. Do you know why I think that might happen now, Connor? It's because all the Rock's movies suck. Rock makes no money out of his movies no more. No one goes to see. No, all his movies suck, right? So he needs a bit of a PR exercise, don't he? What happened? Every time the Rock's movies suck and they bomb at the box office, he always comes back to WWE. Every time. Oh, my movies are sucking. No one's watching them. I'll come back to WWE. I mean, is anyone? I saw the trailer for. I went and saw Spider-Man today. Yeah, good film, right? Saw the trailer for the new Jumanji film. Shit, right? No one's going to care. It's going to be another bomb, and it'll be like, oh, I need to go back now. Get the PR going again. So yeah, I reckon it might be. You know, Trick Willie for Money in the Bank. I think either Trick Williams or LA Knight win Money in the Bank. They're the two. Be up bonkers, man. Yeah, exactly, Ethan. That's the one, man. That's the one. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I would do tonight. If I'm WWE, I am cashing in tonight on the Obafemi beating Brock and the Roman Reigns thing. And I'm having Oba. I think that's how you end Monday Night Raw. You end Monday Night Raw like that. You have Roman doing his celebration thing, you know, all the ones of the sky, all that stuff, right? Doing his celebration thing. He tells everyone to acknowledge him, and then Obafemi comes out, yeah? Oba. Doing his thing, right? Comes out, yeah? The crowd are going fucking ballistic. Oba and Roman are just eyes to eyes. The crowd are on their fucking feet because this is what they want. Going, Oba, Oba, OTC, getting all going, yeah? Right? And then Oba gets on the mic and challenges Roman for the title. And then before Roman can answer, Oba power bombs him. Yeah, that's how you finish Raw. And then he puts his foot on Roman, and then it goes to credits. Book it. I should be the booker. That is what you're doing. Triple H, please do that tonight. This is how you book Raw tonight. Strong. It's how you book it strong. He comes out. He challenges Roman Reigns to the World Heavyweight title. And before Roman could answer him, fall from grace, powerbomb. And then he puts his foot on his chest like he did Brock Lesnar that time. And then we go to credits and we end Monday Night Raw. And people were like, yes. That's how you do it, man. That's how they should book home. They've got to do that tonight. Surely. Any potential in Solo and Roman? As much as I love Solo, I just don't want to see Solo and Roman. But, oh, now you said that, better not be the match we get. I love Solo, man, but it's just not. You know, I've seen it. We've been there and done it with Solo and Roman. Give me the Oba scenario. That should be the scenario tonight for Monday Night Raw. Main event of Raw. Roman comes out, does his shtick. Oba comes out, challenges him to a world title match. And before Roman could even speak, Oba gives him the fall from grace. Foot on the chest, pointing at the camera, telling him he's next, and you end the show. That's how it should be done, man. I'm looking forward to Raw tonight. It should be good. Big up, chat. Much love to everyone. Thank you very much for joining me on my SummerSlam review. I'll be back sometime tomorrow afternoon for my Raw review. So make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Share the channel out. Let's get this channel to 1,000 subscribers. Also, if you're over here and you like football as well, I've got a Liverpool channel. Go and subscribe to that as well. But yeah, subscribe. Let's get this channel as monetized as quickly as we possibly can. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and hit that like button, guys. I enjoy making wrestling content. I'm really enjoying this. So I'll be back tomorrow for the Raw review. Much love, guys. Peace out. See you tomorrow.